Hi everyone. So I'm going live a couple minutes early so people can find the video. So we're just gonna hang out until people start logging on and finding the video. But we're doing something a little different tonight. We are going to be doing this cute, fun, this is like an all ages painting, super simple. We'll probably be done pretty quickly actually, because it's a lot of color blocking, and while I'm waiting for people, you can see I went over the sketch with a Sharpie, so if you have not done this yet, now would be the perfect time. So go find a Sharpie and trace over your little llama and its butterflies. But this is such a cute, fun painting. We're gonna get started in 1 minute. I'm gonna wait for it to turn to 7, and then I'm gonna start talking and giving you all the lowdown, kind of what goes on here. So, if you are tuning in, say hi, comment. I love when people comment and talk to me, so don't be afraid to comment. Okay. But yeah, we're gonna get started right at 7. If you are watching and you're not painting along, and you feel brave enough, I guess, say hi. So I have someone to talk to. I'm all alone in the studio today. And it's 7. Okay, I'm gonna give it a little bit. So while I'm talking to you all, go get your materials out, your water cup, paper towel, paper plate, paints. Okay, I feel like this microphone might be a little too loud. I'm just gonna turn it down a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to get started. Hello everyone. Welcome to Creatively Uncorked. My name is Maddy, and I'll be walking you through this painting. It's called Spring Llama. So while I talk to you, feel free to get your materials out and get your paint station set up. But before we get started with painting, I'm going to give you the lowdown on what happens here. So welcome. Creatively Uncorked popped its cork back in January 2014. Our studio is located in West Fargo, and it's ages 6 and up. We do public and private party events where we celebrate birthdays, bachelorette parties, corporate team building events. We celebrate everything. So if you are watching this and you are celebrating something, comment, and I'll give you a shout out. So there's that. And then we also do mobile events. So if you have a birthday, you want us to come to your neighbor's basement or your aunt's garage, we can do that because we like to party. So, whew. And then we also do these virtual art parties. So essentially they're the live paint-alongs, where you can order your art kits to go and follow along with an instructor like myself. And we will teach you step by step how to complete the painting. And what's nice about these virtual art parties is how interactive they are. So for the 5,000th time, don't be afraid to comment. Okay. So we also have 2 rules. Rule number 1, it's super easy. It's have fun. Yes. Rule number 2 is a little bit more difficult sometimes. It's no negativity. So this means that my painting is not going to look exactly like the reference photo. It means that we're going to be embracing our individuality. And if you are feeling a little bit negative, or you're maybe a little frustrated, or you have a question, definitely comment. I can give you some helpful tips on what you need to fix maybe, or something you might need help on. So I'm here for you. And try to keep that positive attitude. If you are still feeling like you need extra help, I would turn on some music in the background and get into this happy painting zone so we can loosen up, because this is fun art not fine art. Haha. Yeah. Okay. And then, so if you've been to a Creatively Uncorked event before, you would have done something called the Creatively Uncorked Brush Pledge. And this is us pledging to take care of our brushes. So even though we're not together right now, we're together in spirit. And we're going to do the Creatively Uncorked Brush Pledge right here, right now. So I'll give you a second to grab your brushes. Did you grab them? Okay. And hold them in your right hand. Place them over your heart. And repeat after me. I pinky promise to not let paint dry on my brushes. I'll keep my brushes in my water cup when I'm not using them. I will do amazing today. Whew. Okay, so let me switch the camera here. Also, stop in, or not stop in. If you're watching this, say hi so I have someone to talk to. But you can see I outlined the sketch with a Sharpie, just so when I paint over my background or over my butterflies, I can still see my drawing. And I'm going to get started by putting all my paints on my palette. So I'm going to start with just these we won't need until later. And these will just be for the butterflies. So let's do white and yellow for our background. Okay, and if you are painting with your art kit, get your paint set up, find your paintbrushes. If you don't have an art kit, I just have a medium-sized brush and a small brush. But I'll be using the medium-sized to Bree, hi! Oh my gosh, you commented. Thank you. How cute is this painting, right? Are you painting along? Because if you are painting along, because I know some people just like to watch sometimes, but if you are painting along, let me know, because this is gonna go by, or I'm gonna be able to paint this really fast because it's on a smaller canvas and everything is color blocked, so we don't have to wait for a dry break. So if I'm going too fast, just let me know. But I'm going to mix white and yellow and start painting my background. Paint around your butterfly. Butterflies. Ooh, I have a ton of white paint on the bottom of my plate. Okay. Also, I know it's kind of hard to see, but I have my water cup here. Don't forget to use water while you're painting. And I want my background to be pretty bright in like a nice bright springy summer color. So I'm not going to use a lot of white with this background, but this is your painting, do what you want. If you don't like the color yellow, you can paint the background of your llama purple or blue or green or whatever you want. So I'm going to go with yellow because I like this warm, sunny color. So just try your best to paint around your butterflies or your outline. If you do paint inside those lines, it's not the end of the world because our paint will cover it. We're going to add white to whatever color. Butterfly and llama, so white should be able to cover yellow pretty easily. If you're painting your background with a darker color, I would just maybe do like a second coat, or before you move on to your butterflies, maybe do like a coat of white to paint over that dark color. But yeah, this is gonna go by super fast since we don't need to wait for the paint to dry. So if I'm going too fast, just let me know. Because after I'm done with my background, we're gonna move straight into our butterflies. And I think, because I can still see my pencil outlines a little bit, so wherever I see my pencil outlines, I'm just gonna paint some white over the top. Okay. Super speedy. And I'm going to honestly just start with my butterflies now. Okay. Let me see. I have a lot of pencil lines. You know what? I lied. We're gonna do the base coat of the llama just because I'm afraid if we start painting in our butterflies, if we accidentally get color into our llama, it's gonna be hard to cover that. So I'm just gonna pour out some more white on my plate. And then silver. So white, silver. And those are the only two colors that you'll be needing for your llama at the moment. So I'm just gonna start with like a really quick first coat of white over the whole thing. And then before the white dries, I'm gonna dip into some silver. Try your best to not paint into your background. It's gonna be hard, but. So once again, just a really fast, quick layer of white over our whole llama. This way, if we accidentally paint inside any of our dragonflies. Oh my gosh, what are these? Butterflies? It's fine. So, nice, fast first step of white. Okay. Then, before this dries, I'm cleaning my brush. Clean out your brush. Kind of tap your brush off on your paper towel, and then I'm going to dip into some silver. So this silver is going to go everywhere and mainly on the neck. Notice how I'm doing really short, choppy brush strokes, and they're all vertical. So some of them might go out to the side. Sorry, I have too much water. Too much water. So these are very dark and you can see them a lot. And I kind of want to tone them down a little bit. So after I'm done painting, I'll add a little bit on the face, just a little bit. Maybe swipe some up into the ears. Ooh, that might be too much. Then, once again, before it dries, I'm going to dip into white and paint white over the top just to kind of lighten up that silver a little bit. And I'm letting some stay dark, some I'll add like a thicker coat of white over the top. And this is going to give it the really fluffy kind of fur texture. So this step is pretty repetitive, but we want to add a lot of these to kind of mimic the fluffy fur of a llama. So if you missed that, I just did a quick white coat over the whole llama and then dipped into some silver and short, choppy, vertical brush strokes all over the neck and into the ears a little bit. Ooh, got some yellow. And then a tiny, tiny bit into the face too. So, let me know how your llamas are going. If you have any questions, I know I'm going fast with that step because it works the best if your paint is still wet, and then you can blend or tone down any colors that you need. Okay. But I'm gonna finish painting the face. I see some spots that I kind of missed. Maybe add some more white down into the neck. Okay. How cute. Let me know if you need me to like reiterate anything. But this is a pretty easy painting, so we don't have to worry about overworking anything. Okay. So now we're gonna move on to our butterflies. So let me know if I'm going too fast. I'm gonna slide that up a little bit and put the rest of my colors on my plate. I'm gonna put red and blue by each other, and then when I add black, it'll be by the silver. Just so that when I'm mixing paint for my butterflies, they're all right next to each other. I can mix purple and orange and green really easily. Try to keep my palette clean. I can follow, okay, but started a bit late. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, sounds good. This is a super fun painting. So, I mean, let me know if you have any questions or if you need me to repeat myself. But I just got my colors onto my plate because after the body of the llama, we're gonna start painting the butterflies. So let me know. Okay, are you painting with an art kit or materials from home? And while I'm asking, I also forgot a ponytail, so rookie mistake on my end. But speaking of art kit, this is kind of what comes in an art kit. You can see the instructions are written out for you. And then on, honestly, the majority of our paintings now, because we've been recording all these paintings. So on a lot of them, we have video instructions down here with the link to the video, so you can follow along with the instructor. However, with these, it's like just the video, so it's not as interactive as these virtual art parties, but still super handy, obviously, because you can follow along with an instructor. And they walk you through how to paint everything, what paints you use and where. And then this is, you can also order your brushes. I don't know why these are out. But, so this is a pack of what new brushes look like. Used brushes kind of look like these ones. And then you get all your paints that you need to complete the painting. Oh, that was loud, I'm sorry. Okay. Whoops. Okay. And then we also have wood signs back in stock. So that's super exciting. And those always turn out so nicely. In the beginning of my video, the wall behind me is entirely, okay, I guess I'll turn it back on. Hello again. Oh. See these? Oh, wrong way. These are the wood signs. So you could get that as an art kit also. Back in stock. Love it. Okay, sweet. So, I am going to start on, I see that your little thumbs up emoji. So I'm going to start with the butterflies now, and I see a little bit of pencil lines that I want to get rid of, so I'm just going to do that quick actually. But you don't have to follow along exactly with the picture, but if you do, I'm going to start, let's see, I'm going to start this way and work my way around. So let's start with orange. I'm going to mix a dot of red into my yellow, and then I want a tiny bit of white. If you add too much white, you're going to mix like a coral color, which is not a bad thing. Like coral is a pretty color, so. But the white is going to help make our paint more opaque and cover up anything that needs to be covered up. Okay, so let me know if I'm going too fast because I feel like this is gonna go pretty fast. Okay, remember, clean your brush after every color. After we do each butterfly, I'm gonna go in and add like a swipe of white for a highlight. So now, oh, sorry, I'll bring this back. So now I'm just going to mix, what color is that? Green, a light green. So a little bit of blue, more yellow than blue. And I also want to add a little, well, I kind of like this green color. Okay, I'm not going to add white to it because I like how that green looks. Maybe I will a little bit, just because I want the pastel, like springy kind of colors. Also, this is your painting. If you want all of your butterflies to be like monarch butterflies or anything like that, like do what you want. Do what makes you happy. Blue. I want I guess a darker blue, so I'm just going to use this pure blue for the one on the head. Cute. Don't forget to clean your brush. What color? Pink. So red and a little bit of white. So I'm just going to slide some red over to a clean spot on my plate. Scoop up some white. And you can decide on what kind of pink you want. So if you want like a darker magenta, add more red. If you want like a very pastel pink, add more white. Okay. And lastly, I want to do more, where is the, right there, more pastel purple. So red and blue, mix it on a clean spot on your plate. And I think I want more blue in my purple. But if you add more red to your purple, it's going to be like a warmer toned purple. Okay. Adorable. Okay, let me know if I'm going too fast. This next step is going to be helpful if your painting is dry. Or I guess, yeah, actually, ignore what I was going to say. But what we're going to do is add the highlights to, okay. We're going to add the highlights to the butterflies now. So if your paint is wet, it's going to be nice. If your paint is dry, I feel like it'll just be a brighter color. So either way, I don't think it should matter. If you don't like how bright your white is, you can always just mix a light orange instead of using pure white, or a very pale pink, or very, very light blue instead of using pure white, which I think I might actually do for the blue. But I'm going to carefully scoop up my clean white paint and move it because I got my white a little dirty. Okay, so let's do this. So after painting in all your colors, clean brush, white paint, not a lot of paint, so wipe off that excess paint or extra paint on your paper towel or a clean spot on your plate. But I'm just going to do a couple swipes. So I'm not painting anything, we're just going to add these little swoops for a highlight. And I think if I'm looking at the picture, it's on the outside of each wing. Don't forget to use water. Yeah, this is a pretty, oh, what is this? Put some white over it. Okay, and then I'll put yellow over that later. But, yeah. On the outside of each flower, oh my gosh. Dragonflies, flowers, what are we painting? Butterflies. Oh, okay. Let me know how your painting's going. Okay, so I'm gonna add the highlight to my last butterfly. Holy cow, we're already kind of almost done. So this painting, like I said, is going to go by super fast. White paint, I'm gonna add my last highlight. Also, if you're using, ooh, I don't like that. Okay, I'll paint over that. I don't like that either. Where do I want this highlight? Okay, if you are, oh my gosh, I forgot what I was gonna say. Ooh, see, you can see what it looks like when I add more red than blue into my purple. Oh my gosh, and I kind of like that. I do. I like it. Okay, I'm going to repaint my purple because we, first of all, have a lot of time. And I like this more. Okay, I'm going to touch up my yellow before I add my highlight. Okay, so last highlight on my butterfly. And since my paint is wet, I'm actually going to kind of coat it on a little bit thicker so that it shows up. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. Also, use whatever brush you feel like you can control better. So if you are finding a hard time or like struggling with your highlights, try using the smaller brush. Okay. Okay, so clean your brush. And we are going to paint the mouth, nose area, snout. And then we're gonna start outlining everything and then we're done. So super fast painting. Let me know if I'm like way too far ahead or if I'm going too slow. This is, yeah, pretty fast painting. Okay, so I'm going to add black onto my plate. And you won't need very much for this step, so I'm just gonna put it, that's probably even too much. But I'm going to mix black and white and get a medium gray color. So not too dark, not too light. And I'm just gonna paint in my whole snout area. And I am painting over the lines because I know all we need to do is add like a little dot for the nostrils and a vertical line up. But if you don't feel comfortable with painting over the outline, like you still want to be able to see it, just add more water into your gray. So if you add more water into your paint, it's going to turn your paint transparent and you'll be able to see those lines. But I will also show you how to draw them again. So we got that done. While this dries a little bit, we are going to add a highlight, a very subtle highlight, but not for a while. So I'm going to paint my eyes black. And I think I'm going to switch to the smaller brush. Hi, Patsy! Oh my gosh! I'm so glad you commented. Are you painting along? Okay. But I'm going to start painting the eyes, smaller brush, black paint, little bit of water. And paint around those two ovals. These will be the highlights of our eye, and they're gonna give our llama a little bit more depth, a little bit more life, I guess. So it doesn't look like two black eyes. Oh, whoops. Okay, I'll just make this oval a little smaller then. Because I accidentally painted over that line. And you know what? Now that I think about it, because lately I've been working with like watercolor projects, and if I paint over the white, I just like have to make it smaller. But with acrylic paint, it's pretty easy to cover up anything if you accidentally make a mistake. So when I go in with white for the highlights, it'll be easy to paint over that black line that I added. Okay. Nancy, hi. Oh my gosh, you guys are commenting. Yay. I'm so glad you are because I'm by myself at the studio today and I'm lonely. So I'm glad. Okay, came in late. Have her draw now, so I will wait for the video. Okay, awesome, Patsy. Yeah, we're already almost done, so you won't have to wait very long because we literally have 2 steps left. But yay! Nancy, are you painting along? Okay. So, I'm going to add the highlight to our snout now. So white paint. I'm going to still use the same brush. And the highlight is going to go on the left of the nose. Oh, just stuck my arm in wet paint. The outside, I guess. And then the bottom lip. Which, oh my gosh, this is seriously so cute. Okay. So I'm gonna start outlining everything. And then we're gonna go in with the white at the end and dot our little nostrils and we're done. So while I'm outlining, I'm going to be adding, the outline of the butterflies, the little antennas, and the cute little curly cues on our llama to kind of mimic the butterfly antenna look. So I have to scoop some more white paint on black paint on my palette. This time, while we are outlining, you're gonna want to use more black. Oh my gosh, maybe it's a good thing that it's a short class today. But you're gonna want to use more water while you're outlining because it's gonna help your paint spread and make your life way easier. Another thing to get that nice pointy top to our paintbrush is what I do is every time I pick up paint, I also kind of swirl and twirl my brush in the paint and twist it with my fingers like this. And then when I lift off, you can see that nice pointy. But I also have a really shaky arm, so I have to hold my hand while I'm painting, and that helps me a lot. And then I'm also going to be rotating my canvas. But another thing to keep in mind is this is a very whimsical, fun painting. So I'm going to avoid having these perfect, I guess the only word I can think of is perfect. These super perfect outlines around everything. So I might have incomplete lines, I might have thicker lines. In some spots, some of my lines might not connect all the way. Okay. See, there, I didn't really add too much of a line. Okay. Don't forget water. Mix your water into your paint. Twist your brush. Ooh, one thing that I'm going to avoid, I guess, is I'm going to not paint a black line by my eyelashes, just so that we can see those eyelashes a little bit more. And then going along with this like more whimsical theme, I'm gonna have some of those like antennas to be bigger, or one of them will be bigger, one of them will be smaller. Oh, just painted my cup. And now that I look at these two, or especially the green, I might go in at the end and add like a highlight or a better highlight, just because I can't really see it that well. Before I paint these last two butterflies, I'm going to paint the snout, just because I know I'm going to accidentally rest my hand on the wet paint and I don't want to get black paint anywhere else. So I'm just going to go in and quickly, just nice easy outline. Let me zoom in for you all. Okay. Ooh, I can zoom in on this one. Boom. So, just follow the shape of the outside. If you have to redraw, like if you can't see your pencil lines. And then it's just going to be a vertical line down the center. And then kind of connect to like two U's. And then a little smile. Or bottom lip. Oh my gosh, I actually watched Emperor's New Groove for the first time in like 10 years today. And it was amazing. While I was doing laundry. Fun fact. Bet you were all wondering. Okay. I'm glad that's on the internet forever now. Okay. So now I'm taking the back of my brush and I'm just going to do two little dots for the nostrils. You could also paint them in. It doesn't really matter. Do what's easiest, I guess. Okay, and I want to touch up this little guy's antenna. Okay. When I'm outlining to get that more whimsical vibe, I try to keep my hand looser, and if I hold it further up, I'm not going to be able to have as much control over my paintbrush as I would if I were to hold it like down here like a pencil. So if you're feeling like it's difficult for you to loosen up and get these like irregular, imperfect outlines, maybe try holding your brush up higher. I don't love, they need, I forgot about the bodies. For the bodies, I'll go a little slower. Okay. Oh, it's a little cut off. I'll zoom out now. Sorry. Oh my gosh. You're probably so annoyed right now. Okay, there. So, I'm just going to add the last two little antennae. I don't remember what the plural is, but. Ooh, almost flung paint. Okay. So, super cute. I seriously love this. I'm going to start outlining the ears a little bit. I'm going to hold my arm again. Don't forget to use water while you're painting. And I'm going to try to avoid adding like too much of an outline where there's other black lines like those, like this antenna. Just because there's going to be like too many lines going on, and I want the emphasis to be more on those antennae. Oh my gosh, what is it? Instead of the outline of the ear. And then for the hair on the edge of the llama, I'm going to kind of, once again, not completely connect my lines. So like these, you can see. And then some of them will like kind of curve outward. So they'll curve out and away from the llama. That's going to give it more of that fluffy fur texture. And then before I'm done, I'm going to add just like a few lines of black on the ears, and then throughout the neck. So I'm going to have some short choppy lines, some that are longer, and some that curl just like these, like this antenna right there. So I'll show you. I wanted to kind of hold my brush up here because I can control it better. But if I'm in your guys' way, or in all of your way. Some of these are, or most of them I should say, are going to be like upside down V's. Or like a single one that just curves. And now I'm going to add those cute little curly cues. Oh my gosh, so cute. Okay. I am kind of making my lines a little bit thicker than I thought. But I'm surprisingly okay with how bold these are. So obviously this is your own painting, so do what you want. If you like, because in this one, so I made this one also. In this one, I kept my lines really thin, so you can't really notice the hair that much, but in this one, you totally can. So do, your own thing. If you don't like the curly cues at all, you don't have to add them, But I'm happy with how those turned out, so I'm not going to touch it anymore. And now I'm going to add my lashes. Oh, you could add little curly cues on the lashes too. Oops, sorry. That would be cute. Or just follow those little lines. I kind of want to add make them a little bit thicker. Okay, and I'm gonna flip this upside down so I can paint this side. And this lash will overlap my butterfly. Okay, but seriously, how cute is this? Oh my gosh. Okay. The last thing that I'm going to do is clean my brush. I'm going to fix this highlight on this butterfly, and then I'm going to paint in. This is just the natural canvas showing, and it still looks pretty white, so I probably don't even have to, but I will paint in the white highlights after I do my little butterfly friend up here. Okay, I'm done. So gonna dip into white. Just kind of redo that highlight. Oh, whoops. Okay, and this is the last step. So if you have any questions, now is your time to ask. Otherwise, it's going to be a long weekend because it's Memorial Day weekend. So I hope you all have a super fun, safe weekend. And my brother's graduation is actually this weekend, so it's kind of surprising with all this stuff going on. But I hope you all have a fun, safe weekend. And if you feel like you're going to be bored, or even if you're going to the lake, and I know it's probably not going to be nice enough to be on the water or in the water yet, you can always get your art kits because we're here for you. You know, fun times with painting. And yeah, so this has been Spring Llama with yours truly, Maddy. You can't see me, but I'm doing a hair flip. Ta-da! Okay, so as always, I love to see your pictures when you post them on the Creatively Uncorked live page. So you should, not trying to be bossy, but you should totally post your pictures because I think it's so fun to see everybody interact, and I love seeing the finished product, your finished masterpiece. But have a great weekend, everyone. See you later.